I am Paige Wheat, and I'm a student at LCS that is a ninth grader, and here is my presentation on animals from the ocean and the sea. So, first, we are going to talk about the zones of the ocean. Zones of the oceans are determined from how far from shore they are, their depth, sunlight, penetration, temperature, and pressure. There are 5 zones in the ocean. The first one is the epipelagic, more known as the sunlit zone, and only goes down to about 656 feet. The second is the mesopelagic zone, which is more known as the twilight zone and goes to 656 to 3,280 feet. The third will be called the bathypelagic, more known as midnight zone. It extends to about 3,280 and 13,100 feet, which can reach the ocean floor in many places perpetual darkness. The fourth one will be the abyssopelagic zone, which is more known as the abyssal zone, and is 9,842 to 21,325 feet, and no sunlight is able to penetrate it. The last of all is the fifth zone and is the deepest, called the hadopelagic zone, or more known as the hadopelagic or Hadal zone, or the trenches, and gets to 9,842 feet to 36,809 feet. And here is some, an example. So this is epipelagic and mesopelagic, bathypelagic, abyssopelagic, benthopelagic, and hadopelagic. And here is my animals that I will be presenting. Lanternfish. Lanternfish generally live in the mesopelagic zone, twilight zone, a part in the ocean that is 656 feet to 3,280 feet below the surface, characterized by its obvious darkness. But when it's sundown, they can rise up into the epipelagic zone from the surface to 660 feet. Most of their average lifespan is 1 to 5 years, but some of their species, like the opaline lanternfish, can have a maximum lifespan of 45 years. Lanternfish can grow up to 11.8 inches max, but they are mostly under 5.9 inches. Lanternfish's diets consist of the zooplankton and small fish, and usually travel in schools, which is a bunch of fish just grouped together. And here is some more photos of it. And then here is the flapjack octopus. The flapjack usually live in the mesopelagic and bathypelagic zone, 430 feet to 7,710 feet, usually on or near the seafloor. They consist of 24 known species and are mainly solitary animals, and their lifespans are 1.4 to 2.6 years. Their main predators are sharks, fishes, and fur seals. Speaking of predators, the flapjack's prey are generally small worms, crustaceans, and other small invertebrates. For their defense towards predators, they flatten out like a pancake onto the seafloor. But to our eyes, it would be easy to spot. But in the deep sea, there are little to no red pigmentation, so the predators are unable to see red. And here is some more. And here is a sea angel. Sea angels mainly live between the epipelagic zone and the mesopelagic zone, that surface to 2,000 feet. The sea angel's lifespan can last up to 2 years when they are born. They initially, at first, start off as snails. that reside within their shells, but then they go into metamorphosis like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. During this transformation, the shell gets shed and they turn into a sea angel and grow to about 5 centimeters long. One of their key features when they metamorphosize is how you can see their organs, which gives off the orange-pink color. Sea angels have the ability to switch genders and specifically known as hermaphrodites, which is basically when they start off as male and turn into female throughout their lives. Sea angels are primarily solitary. For the sea angels, though their name implies angelic nature, that's quite the opposite for their predator-eating nature. Their preferred food is to eat one of their close relatives, the sea butterfly. And here's some more. You can really see how tiny they are in this one. And this is the phantom jellyfish. The phantom jellyfish lives in the bathypelagic zone, 3,280 to 13,180 feet. Their lifespan is unknown due to really rare sightings. In fact, this has only been about 120 sightings of them since 1899. For how big the phantom fish gets is they are about 3 feet across, which is like right there, and they are about 33 feet long. The phantom jellyfish's diet is presumably plankton and other types of small fish, but the phantom jellyfish doesn't have any stinging tentacles to catch prey. Instead, they wrap their long tentacles around the prey and lift it into their mouth. And here's how you
I'll be terrified.
I could barely find anything on this, but it is called the Pseudolaparis suere or Mariana snailfish. The Mariana snailfish typically live between 20,334 feet to 26,496 feet, which is the hadopelagic zone. For the Mariana snailfish, their lifespan is very unknown due to difficult studying them in their natural habitat, but it's speculated they live for several years. Because of their slow metabolism and slow growth rate, the Mariana snailfish can grow up to about 11.3 inches. The Mariana snailfish diet consists of shrimp and crustaceans. And that's it. Do you have any?
Oh, no questions on this one. Because Abram's got to get done with his.
Mm-hmm.